Nut to Crack. Hard Nut to Crack by Kavita Sarvesh. All the best.
Intact. Bountiful of experiences tend to make wonderful personalities. This head, which is placed on the top of my body, is indeed a hard nut to crack. It took me bountiful of experiences to reach at this level where it's intact, well placed, stable. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. I present before you today the speech on pathways, focusing on the central idea of successful collaboration, and the title of my speech is Hard Nut to Crack. Why I named my speech as Hard Nut to Crack? Because, as I told you, the brain installed in this skull of mine is a very, very, very stubborn item, or you can call a piece of organ. When I was 8 years old, the life that I was living at that time was very different from what I am today. Stubborn, smart, selfish were a few adjectives that I ornamented myself with. Being the youngest in the family, I was pampered, but at the same time I was left alone, keeping in mind the gap that I had between my siblings, my elder siblings. This made me play on my own, do my things on my own, get dressed up on my own, handle my studies on my own, made me believe that I am self-sufficient. I don't need anyone to complete my task. Collaboration was nowhere in the scene. Now, when I started growing up in school, moved on from my playful years of class kindergarten or class 1, I started approaching higher classes. My teachers, they started pushing me towards an area which was not my cup of tea. Again, bringing me to the point where I was pushed towards a group task. Believe me, Toastmasters, that was the most difficult period of my time, of my life. Because I was forced to collaborate and cooperate within the team members. My teacher used to tell me, believe it, Kavita, there is no I in a team. You have to work with the team. Whereas I had my own ideas. I used to feel that working in a team would slow me down. I always believed that my thinking, planning and acting was much faster when I'm alone rather than when I'm in a group. But as we all say and believe that there are always turning points in our life. And there was a turning point which made me believe differently and made me the person I am today. While I was 9 years, there was a time in the evening, after having a piece of rusk in the porch and enjoying my evening there, I left the stuff there, and as I was coming inside the house, I saw a row of ants approaching the breadcrumbs. Yes, I saw one breadcrumb being passed on to the other, and there was a whole assembly line forming. That was the turning point, yes. Made me believe those tiny teachers can plan so meticulously, carrying out such a huge task that 1 square feet of land was cleared of all the breadcrumbs in no time. What was the reason behind it? Anybody?
Teamwork.
Yes, I got my answers. Collaboration, teamwork, cooperation. That will lead you towards your task, towards your goal. Yes. And at that particular time, I started believing that I am not self-sufficient. I cannot be self-sufficient. I have to collaborate. My life lessons then are being put in practice now. When I happen to organize those family get-togethers and festive occasions with my family members as well as my friends, inviting them for occasions. That is a time when we all coordinate and cooperate. One person preparing for the food, another person for the decor, not even just the ladies of the house, but men as well as children. Each one of us giving their best contribution. Brings me to a saying given by a Japanese writer, Ryonosoku Satora. He said, individually we are just a drop. Together we are an ocean. And that brings me to the thought that is it so that we have to collaborate with people around us only? No. There are points of time when we have to collaborate within ourselves. There are times when our mind says something else, our heart says something else, and these are the times of conflict. If we encourage this conflict, leads us to depression, irritation, anxiety, and our sound disposition is a result of better amalgamation of our inner self. Thought for the day, carry it with you and think over and bless yourself with the answer. Thank you so much.